Welcome back, everybody. Reyna!
Bartz,
Reyna!
Sister Kryl, the castle. I'm being consumed in darkness.
It's all right. Don't try and talk. Is this supposed to be a dramatic moment? It's a dramatic moment because Reyna joined. Yay, we have our party back together. Welcome back to Final Fantasy V, everybody. So we are still in this very confusing world. We just barely claimed, and I love it. She came back dead. So we are in this very confusing world that has merged of Bartz's and Galif's worlds, and is now the world of Exdeath. And we have also just barely gotten the first lithograph, so we can now unlock some weapons of the void. But before that, we also had a little bit of a cutscene where a familiar mode of transportation just barely became available. And so we need to go claim it, because we might just need it in the future. This is pretty much the end game portion of the game, so to speak. So we will have a lot of errands to run, and a lot of magic and weapons and other abilities to unlock. And of course, I'm still having difficulty unlocking this cold from my system, so you guys will have to forgive me there. And for regular listeners, this is just business as usual, because most of the time I have something. Just the way it goes, people. So first of all, I hope everybody has had a great holiday weekend. Christmas has just barely passed. I hope you guys all got what you wanted. You also got to spend some quality time with your family. We had a good Christmas. Unfortunately, my daughter kind of didn't. It was a little overwhelming for her first year, so we had kind of a cranky baby for the whole day, and thankfully it's done, so we can put that behind us. And this is what we actually needed to unlock. So the ship, or the fire ship, now the airship, has come to meet us. The entrance to the end zone is where Tycoon Castle disappeared. Okay.
Hurry! Not much time before Exdeath gains the power of the void!
Yeah? Do you forget the aged Gil said we were nary a match for him? 12 fabled weapons are at Kuza. Come on. Now, people might not know Kuza Castle. We actually passed it in our Galuf's world overview. There was a castle that we actually bypassed, and that was Kuza. And Kuza would have kicked our butts at that point. Heck, it still will. They said none could control the power of the void. Well, how about now? Power of the void! Show me your true power! There was power in 2 sentences, dude. Go! Destroy the entire planet! Let them see your absolute power! Okay. Black hole!
Dude, my power is black holes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, the Kingdom of Walls has been swallowed up by the void. And I can't remember. This is Bartz's home village, I believe. So that's been swallowed up now. No!
The towns are being sucked up!
Yeah, we saw that.
Exdeath! Stop!
Yeah, that's gonna work, Bartz. I believe this is Moogle Forest, so it's a lot smaller in this world. Yep, Moogle Forest. No! Cooper! Krill! Cooper! Oh, excuse me. Oh no, another village! No, this is Bartz's home village. I don't remember what that other one is then. Urgh! Okay, so what does that leave? A hole in the ground. Because that makes a whole lot of sense, right? You know, there's a bunch of ocean nearby. You'd think that hole would just be swallowed up. But no, that wouldn't fit in with the plot, now would it?
It's awful.
Bart's hometown, too.
You.
Uh-oh, what's Bart's gonna do?
Do it, Bart! Push it to 88 miles per hour! If we go around the world enough times backwards, we can reverse time! Superman proved it!
Actually, technically, that's the one problem that people have with Superman. Ooh, yeah, never mind. Are you trying to stop him?
Bart, stop!
Oh. That was almost 88 miles per hour. Okay, so this is actually one of the few times where you can stand over an opening of the void. From here on, if you even so much as hover over them, you will engage the final dungeon, which is the end zone, which we don't want to do. But now we're pretty much into side quest territory. Welcome to endgame, people. Obviously, our first stop is going to be taking care of the first lithograph over at Kuza Castle and gaining some of the chosen weapons that we could get. But right now, we're just surveying the new world and how it works. AKA, I'm looking for Kuza. There it is. So this is Kuza Castle. We did not do it in Galif's world because it still is built as if it was endgame. So if we walked in, we would have just gotten trounced because there are two encounters that can happen here, and both of which can kick your butt, even at my current level. Even when I'm ready to go into the end zone, they are still very difficult. The only way that I've actually known to be able to take them out is through proper class configuration. You literally just have to rig the classes so that you can kick their butt, probably with their own abilities. And we're actually going to see one of these now, which is the X-Death Soul. Thankfully, though, you can run away. So that's actually, like, for people who are going to play this game for the first time, that's what I recommend you do each time. Just run away if you get the chance and just get through Kuza as fast as you can. Because the longer you stay here, the harder it's going to get. Especially when things like Doom are getting cast on you. And here's the thing, too. The X-Death Soul, he's the light one. He's the easy one. The other one, the Shield Dragon, if you get him, you better hope that you get a successful flee. Because if you don't, you're boned. You're walking through that castle again. But thankfully, we are at the end of it. We are in the lithograph room. The lithograph! Can we say that enough in a sentence? If to break the seals ye seek, stand before the weapons and speak. With a heart true and tall, spells will fade with lithographs all. So there are 3 seals, so we can only choose 3 of the 12. So there are 4 lithographs, so you can choose 3 each time. So now we can go around the room and we can just look around at all the weapons that they have. And they pretty much have a weapon for every class. One of the sealed weapons, the Mazamoon. Break the seal? Yes, because I love having me the Mazamoon. Mazamoon! So now I have the ultimate samurai weapon, because I believe samurai is the only one that really can utilize the Mazamoon. The next one, I believe, is going to be the Sasuke. No, it's the Ninja Blade. So now we have the Ninja Blade. Obviously for a ninja. But there is another weapon that ninjas can wield, which is going to be even more helpful. But kind of not. And I believe it's this one next. The Assassin Dagger, which is the Sasuke, when you actually equip it. How appropriate. The blade even eventually lets you slit your own wrist. Yes, it does count down to killing you. And I find it appropriate that it's the Sasuke. So it's like 50 seconds. That's how much you can probably endure Sasuke on Naruto eventually. Sorry, Naruto fans. I don't like Sasuke. I'm sure somebody's going to point out that Sasuke is just someone you don't understand. Hear me, my servants, who have been sealed in this end zone. Wow, that really sounds like football, man. Wow, that's a lot of servants. Warriors, led by Crystal's light, seek the ancient lithographs. Seek them out and kill them. It would be regrettable if they gained the 12 weapons that beat Enuo. Oh, and it looks like we have volunteers. Let us go, sire. Very well. Go now, my monsters, while I gain the full power of the void. Wow, Exdeath just became Rita Repulsa. If you think about it, is he gonna throw his magic wand and make them grow? Sorry, I've got a little bit of Power Rangers on the brain. I just barely watched Linkara's History of Power Rangers Megaforce, so... And I hate to say it, I'm kind of in agreement with Linkara on that one. But that's a whole other discussion. So now that we've gotten this taken care of, and we will have a couple of other errands to run, but in the meantime, there is a little bit of business that I need to take care of. So, people might have noticed that earlier this week, I was not able to do a live stream. I had a ton of internet issues that day, and PC issues on top of that, and I just couldn't make it work. So I apologize. I basically had to call it kind of last minute, just saying I couldn't possibly maintain a proper stream. So we're going to go to next week, and next week we're back to a regular schedule, which I believe will probably start at like 5:30. So we'll go 5:30 to 7:30 each day, and the schedule for this week will be for next week. So we will go into Heroes of the Storm. Excuse me. We will go into Heroes of the Storm and quite possibly do a little bit of Cho'Gall to people who haven't gotten him yet. So if you guys want, if you guys want to sign up for it, let me know. We'll make that work. In the meantime, though, that's the plan for next week. So starting at 5:30, going to 7:30. So I think that should be kind of ideal for people. And where are we going now? Oh, yes, this is the Pirate's Lair. So, I actually needed to grind a lot at this point, because this is the point in the game where I actually need to not only get my levels up, but I also need to start mastering some job classes to get all of their abilities to utilize. And one of the ways that could help is getting more summons. And we haven't gotten a new summon since Titan. That's how long it's been. Oh, and what's this? And it just so happens that the summon we're going to get is a very old friend. Hydra! You're alive! Varus, what is it? Varus, what do you see? I thought I did see me old friend Hydra. So they call you Hydra. There. That's a good boy. I'm a MacGuffin. I see everything to make sure that it's true. Kryl, can you see him? I just explained this. Hydra's spirit says it wants to help you, Varus. Hey? He's a very gentle spirit. Aw, Hydra. And with that, we have received the summon monster, Hydra. So this is basically a more up-to-speed summon to help out with grinding. Alright, so now we have Hydra. This will help out with the grinding portion, because even though Hydra will cost a lot, it's pretty much a one-shot for most enemies. So at that point, we can just grind out ability points and experience. And that's really what I'm trying to do here, because obviously I want to put out these videos in a productive manner, and I don't want to make you guys wait for it. So that's really the reason that we did this first. Because at some point I know that I did take a grinding break in between. So we took care of the stream. Also, for people who are asking about Geek News is happening this weekend, so you guys can look forward to that. It will be at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And basically, as far as stories and things like that, because I've gotten some story suggestions, I'm just going to warn people in advance. There won't be a whole lot of story coverage this week, because this is going to be kind of the end of the year roundup. So we're going to talk about the best and worsts of 2015. We're going to talk about things that we're excited for in 2016. So that's going to be primarily the focus. But people are probably wondering what is going to happen to your stories. If you suggested a story, here's what's basically happening along with the fellow panelists of Geek News. Is I'm just basically moving all of that to the following week, and we're just going to have a big catch-up week, because this is also the time when stories get kind of dry. Like, new stories get kind of dry, because unless you want to just kind of hash over everything over and over again, which is kind of what we do anyway in the first 4 months of the year, I'm just going to move everything to the following week, and we'll just talk about it in retrospect, just in case there are any updates. So that's going to be the plan. So if you guys don't notice your stories in this weekend's episode of Geek News, nothing against you. We're just moving everything to next week. And I'm also going to sneak peek this. We're also going to have a special guest this weekend for the end of the year. We're actually going to bring back Brenton Volley. If people remember him from the episode he did a couple of weeks ago. And apparently there was there was good enough reception that we want to bring him back, because we had a fun time with him. And I have a feeling that as a fellow gamer, he'll have some interesting thoughts to bring to the stories that we're going to talk about, and also to like the best and worst moments of 2015. And with that, holy crap, it is December 30th right now when I am recording this, and it's going to be New Year's Eve when this goes up. That is crazy, guys. This year is almost over. And I hope you guys have had a good 2015. Mine has been a bit of a roller coaster, but I got... Ooh, excuse me. I got probably one of the best presents that I could have gotten this year, and that is my baby girl. Even though she's not feeling very good right now, it's still very, very happy to have her. And I'm sure I'm going to get a comment just like, oh, please stop talking about your daughter. I kind of can't. I'm a happy parent, so I like bringing her up whenever I can. Nothing against you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much the business that I had. Oh yes, that's right. So I did actually get a question about the live streams and what I'm going to deem like is worthwhile to do for the live streams from here on in. Like I said, I'm still working out console games. So right now I'm not really ruling anything out. Except one simple thing, because I do get this suggestion, and I'm gonna curb it right now. If you are recommending a dating sim, it's not happening. Sorry, guys. I don't find those games interesting. Nothing against you. If you find them interesting, great. Good on you. I don't find them personally interesting. I find them kind of a bore fest, which is funny because I like the Ace Attorney series, which is a similar kind of format. But I appreciate Ace Attorney more than I do the dating sim. So I know a lot of people have recommended things like Sakura Spirit and Honey Pop, and there was one other that kept getting recommended. Sorry, guys, it's just not happening. I want to be able to have a game that I can enjoy with you guys, and that also means that maybe I pick games that are enjoyable for me and for you, but not necessarily what you wanted. So that's just the way that that's going to go. So I apologize in advance. But we have a couple of game suggestions that will probably make it. But right now we are sticking strictly with PC and Steam, with PC games. So Blizzard games will be in there quite a bit. And then also we're going to have some Steam games. In fact, I got some interesting recommendations for Steam, and we'll bring them up just to see if they are maybe a lastable series and we can make them work more consistently than just on the live stream. Don't know. The other question that I got was, are you going to do King's Quest, I guess episode 2 came out? Yeah, if I can make it work, I'll demo it for you guys and see what I think. But right now, I think that'll be kind of a ways off. I might actually just do a review of it be personally... Well, I actually might hold off. I might want to wait until King's Quest is done and then do a final review. Because I like that, and I'm already bogged down by other things that I'm trying to get done with reviews. To the people who have actually been asking, I'm still working on Xenoblade. I was hoping to get as far as I could into it before I gave you guys the final review, and I'm getting to a point where I might have to wind it down and just give you a review so far. I wanted to get through the main story, but this main story is like 70 hours, and I'm almost like 30 in. So I might have to call it at 30 and just give you guys kind of an update. Now, people might be wondering what I'm doing on the screen right now. It just so happens that one of the secrets that I can unlock is at Val Castle. However, it's not available to me through Val Castle. So you can actually get a summon monster at Val. But, as you can tell, the door is locked to it. So we need to find another way in. And if you haven't figured out what the summon is, then maybe you ought to really look at that again. Val Castle. I always found that to be a very subtle hint at the summon monster that you can get. And this is just me not getting a hint. Or not taking a hint. So I'm like, well, maybe if I come back down here, then I'll make it work. But that's pretty much the business. As far as games, I've been able to play quite a bit, but like I said, I am working on Xenoblade Chronicles X and trying to get a review out to you guys. So to the people who have been very interested, I thank you for your patience. I want to give you a worthwhile review, but I might have to... Like, I thought I'd be able to get a good feel of the game with 20 hours, and I just haven't. And so now I'm moving to 30 to see if maybe I can get more of it. If I can't, I'm just going to do a review so far and give it a score. Because at that point, you guys have been waiting roughly a month. Wow, I flew so far. Yes, the entrance is in Jakul Cave. So we're going to take that entrance. But yeah, you guys have waited a month, and I really don't want to make you wait longer than that if I don't have to. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the review done, and also because I actually do have some games that are coming out late in January that I want to prep for. Because this 2016, one of the biggest goals is that reviews are going to be in full swing. For at least as many games as I can make work, because it's not like I'm getting a review copy. So don't take that the wrong way, guys. I love and appreciate you, but I don't get review copies just yet. I gotta do this on my own. Now, people might actually also point out to me, well, why don't you do your grinding here? Because occasionally you'll get the gray squirrel, and he's got a lot of ABP. Believe it or not, there are other areas in this world that yield consistently more ABP than that. So it's actually a better idea to go with those areas. Oh, and push that, and now we can open up the door, which will lead into the next room. The next room will lead into Val Castle basement, which is just fine. So yeah, I hope to have the Xenoblade Chronicles review up in the next little bit. And then at that point, we will move on to the next review. And actually, that's going to be there's two games coming out the exact same day, and I'm going to try and hit both of them as hard as I can. One of which is LEGO Marvel's The Avengers. I want to do that. Because the people haven't already noticed with the LEGO games that I've been playing, I've been really a big fan of them, and this is going to be the first new one that I can review to see if Traveler's Tales is going to do it. However, I will admit that I am a little disappointed in Traveler's Tales right now. I really wanted them to do to finish up the Hobbit trilogy, and it looks like they're not going to. So that is disappointing. I really hope that later down the line they're going to do like a LEGO Hobbit trilogy or a big encompassing LEGO Lord of the Rings. But I don't know. So make sure to make that recommendation to people over at TT Games, because I think they really do need to finish that up. But yeah, LEGO Marvel's The Avengers, and also another one that I'm excited for, although I think it got delayed, is The Witness. So the next Jonathan Blow game for PS4 only is coming out that day too, and I'm excited for that. So we'll be getting a review done for that too. But it is actually getting to be about that time, so we're going to have to call it for this week. When I get back, we're going to finish up Val Castle Basement and start unlocking some of the other secrets in this end game of Final Fantasy V.